Hi everybody, it's Indigo. Oh my goodness, long time no see. It's been about 2 weeks since the last time I uploaded, and I was just coming through to do a quick video. First of all, I want to thank everyone who gave me some feedback for my questions on my last video. It was listen, I sound so hoarse. It's been raining here a lot, and I think I caught a cold, but what's the saying? Okay, sidetrack yet again. I'm not even at work this time. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for your feedback. It really did help me with this whole process and where I think I need to be. And because of that, I do have another question for you ladies. Or not even really a question. I guess I'm just really discussing it. Oh my God, look at me looking all rough. This is me at home, just at my bare bones. Like I told you guys, I don't have time for all the rest of that unless I'm at work. But anyway, and I'm gonna stop saying anyway, see, here we go again. Okay, so my question. So I talked to the clinic and they're still saying it's going to be several more months until we even start the process with my wife's eggs. So now I'm kind of at a crossroads. Do I go ahead, because I will be 47 on July 6th. So do I go ahead and use the eggs that I have already, not eggs, embryos that I have already placed a deposit on? Just go ahead and do a first round and, keep my fingers crossed that I do get pregnant, and great. And then allow my wife to do her embryo, donation, or not a egg donation. And we produce an embryo from that with the gentleman that I was telling you guys about before. Freeze those, or, cryo preserve them until we're ready to have a second child, and then we have our first and our second child. The problem with that being, to me, is they wouldn't be genetic siblings. They would be one that was from a donor batch of eggs and one that was from my wife. So we're kind of going back and forth on what we feel like we should do, and for the most part I feel like it doesn't hurt to try it. I mean, we've already been through this process. This is what we wanted to do. We never said that both our children had to be genetic siblings. We just really wanted there to be siblings. However, with the second baby, if we go with my wife's embryos for a second go, it would have a genetic half sibling from the donor that we're using. So they would have a sibling. And the first embryo, there were actually other babies created from that batch, but of course they're not known donors, so they wouldn't even know who their siblings were. So we're kind of on a dilemma right now on what do we do. My heart kind of wants to go ahead and start this process because I am getting older, and I'm so scared that my time is running out. And if I do want to do a sibling, I feel if I'm pregnant by like August, because I gotta push it out because of doing the cycles and everything. If I'm pregnant and if it works on the first cycle, then I have the baby this time next year. Then I turn 48, and then of course you have to wait 6 months before you can try for a sibling, which I would. And if it works on the first cycle that way around too, then I would have the sibling by the time I'm 49. So they would literally be about 15 months apart, 15, 16 months apart, which doesn't seem like a lot. But I mean, at 46, almost 47, I don't have the luxury of saying, okay, I want my kids to be 2 years apart or 3 years apart. I'm just really scared about the age, even though they are donor embryos. And for the ones that we have placed the deposit on, the mother there, or the donor there, was in her 20s, 21 actually. So we know that they're good, viable embryos, and we know that her age was young. Unfortunately, my age isn't young. And we know with my wife, she's 32, about to be 33. So yet again, younger embryos or younger eggs. So it's not a matter of the egg quality there, because they would be donor. The problem for us would be just really my age and carrying, and we just went through the diabetic situation, and we've gotten that all handled out. And so now it's just a matter of, do I proceed or do I wait? And like I said, my fear is if I do wait for my wife to do her cycles, like I said, it hasn't even been approved yet. She will have to start her medications. They will have to do these cycles, see how many eggs they get. We could be talking 6 to 7 months down the road, where in those 6 or 7 months, I could be 4 or 5 months pregnant. By the time those are viable embryos, I could be possibly delivering my first child and then waiting 6 more months to, birth my wife's child. We are just really so much at a crossroads because we really don't know what to do. And I felt like your feedback last time from my last video was so helpful and helped me out a lot. So once again, for you ladies who did reach out, thank you so much for making me feel more positive that I'm on the right path, and that I'm not too old for doing this. And I'm part of several Facebook groups, TCC over 45, IVF with own eggs over 45, because at Cooper Institute, Dr. Check, he did say if I wanted to, I could try to do a round of IVF with my eggs just so I can have a genetically linked child, because my levels are actually pretty good for somebody that has PCOS. And from the last testing that was done on me, I still actually have pretty good egg reserve, which is crazy. Now, just because I have eggs doesn't mean that the quality is good, and that's where our concern comes in at. It may not be good quality. So with that being said, I just really feel like it's just in my best interest if I want to go ahead and do this, and if I want to go ahead and have a viable pregnancy and not have to go after cycle after cycle after cycle after cycle, wondering, is it going to be this cycle? Is it going to work this cycle? Or are these eggs going to be good once they're tested? And investing all that emotion and money into something. I just want to be a mother at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if they're genetically related to me or not. That has nothing to do with it. People adopt children all the time that definitely know that they're not genetically related to them. So this is, as far as I'm concerned, basically the same thing. I'm just adopting my child, and I get to have the experience of pregnancy and childbirth. So my mindset basically is to go ahead and use the embryos that I actually do have the deposit on and start that process so that we can get this ball moving and see where we go from there. And then, like I said, then when my wife does her protocol, eventually have a second child, with her produced eggs or embryos. That's where my mind is right now. But I kind of want you guys' thoughts, especially with this COVID going on. They're opening the states back up. There's just so much going on right now in the state of North Carolina where I'm currently at. The numbers went through the roof because, it was Memorial Day weekend. By the way, hi. It is May 26, 2020. So I'm just doing this really, really quick. It's actually kind of late in the evening, but it was just heavy on my mind, and I just kind of wanted to discuss it. Sydney's at work, and we have been discussing it back and forth on what we decide or what we were trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, well, let me see if I can get some feedback to see what other people, what their perspective on it is. I personally, like I said, I feel like I just need to go ahead and move forward. Time is not on my side. We really are ready to start a family. We're really ready to be a family. A lot of our moves and everything came to having this happen. And, we moved here almost 2 years ago now with the thought of possibly being parents by now. And I mean, unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of, going to bed at night, making love and bam, I'm pregnant. Wow. No, we're a same-sex couple, so that's not the option for us. And then furthermore, I feel like it's kind of special for us because we get to tell that child all the time that they were truly wanted. It was not a mistake. We actually have done everything possible to make this happen, so they will truly know that they were a gift from God and that they were a gift that we truly wanted. And that it was just really, where we want to be at in our lives right now. And I'm just ready to be a mother. My wife is ready to be a mother. We're just ready, we're ready for that next stage in our life. And with me being older and having failed IVF before, having a failed marriage before, just being through the things that I've gone through in my past, I really, for a long time, did not want to be a mother. I did, of course, because I did IVF 20 years ago now. But, well, actually, my child would have been class of 2020. If that IVF had been successful, I would have had a pandemic graduating child. My child would have been 18 this year. So that's kind of amazing to me when I sit back and I look at it and go, wow, I would have actually had a child that would have been graduating high school this year during the pandemic. So, hey, so it'd be kind of nice to get pregnant during this year. It'd be kind of like here we go, it's 2020. My child, if it had made it with the IVF, would have been graduating class of 2020. And here I am yet again trying to become a mother again in 2020. So, maybe 2020 is my year. Even with everything that's going on in the world, maybe this is just my lucky year. Maybe, this is a year of something. I'm not sure. But I'm ready for whatever it is. I am so ready. My wife is so ready. And I feel like, we've just had so many roadblocks. And we're just kind of really ready to move on and see where this journey takes us. And it seems like every time we get right where we think we're ready to do this, something happens. The state shut down, this happens, that happens. We move thinking we're going to do the IVF. The IVF turns into embryo donation and embryo adoption, however you want to call it. Then when we go to do that process, then it was all these other situations financially, everything else. Then we found another clinic like, yay, they got embryos. We do this mad drive from North Carolina to New Jersey. Then they throw another option on the table, which was using my wife, which was something, we had wanted to do in the very beginning. But now here we are almost 2 months later since that appointment. That appointment was April the 8th. June 1st is next week. And here we are still on this waiting game. And I feel like I don't have time for the waiting game. I mean, at the end of the day, I would love to be able to wait. I would love to see, okay, I want to have a child that is genetically linked to my at least my wife. However, that's not really the important thing. Our thing was we were going to do embryo donation or adoption anyway. Like I said, there's tons of people who adopt their children, be it through foster care, be it through private adoption, be it through, legal adoption with the lawyer. It's happening all the time. That child is not biologically yours when you adopt it. I have no problem knowing that this child is not biologically mine, even though I'm carrying it and birthing it, because it's still going to be my child. I'm still going to be its mother, and I'm still going to love it. I have my babies down here, and they are really vying for my attention. These dogs are like babies, I swear to God. But anyway, they're my little babies. Oh, it's time to take these braids out. But anyway, back onto that. So I just really want to thank you guys for listening to what I had to say. And I really would like your feedback. I really would like to know what your thoughts are on this. Do I move forward with the embryos that we've placed the deposit on and see where it takes us? Either, it's going to work or it's not going to work. I have all these viable eggs here. There's 3 in the straw. They're going to put the best 2 back in me when they fall out. And we can see, hopefully it's a pregnancy. Even if it's a twin pregnancy, even better. Because then I have twins that they're siblings. And if my wife still does do the protocol and I still decide to get pregnant again, even after a twin pregnancy, then, we still have a biological child that is related to my wife. So, I have so many options on the table right now. And I'm really starting to get frustrated because I'm ready to move on with this process. And like I said, it seems like every single time that I feel like I'm right there at the door, we're about to do this, everything's going to be great, bam, something else comes my way. And I'm ready to just move forward. Because, as a matter of fact, on May 20th was our 3-year wedding anniversary. So we did celebrate our 3rd year married. And it's like, really, really nice. And because on our 5-year, we are planning to do a vow renewal. And it will be so great to have our baby, be part of it, being pulled in a wagon, being carried, walking probably by then. Who knows, to be about a year old at that point. So, I mean, who knows, what it may or may not be. It's just a matter of, we're trying to get this done and, we're ready for it. Now that she's... All right, technical difficulty because she climbed up on my lap. He felt like he should have been up on my lap. Crazy, right? Hold up. So he's knocking down all the good stuff because she was in my lap. So he felt like He need to be in my lap. I'm so sorry about that. But like I said, this is just what it is. However it is. And here they go again. But anyway, like I said, I just really want to thank you guys for, just the feedback that you gave me last time. And I'm just looking for some feedback. Look, I still have not went to get my nails done yet. They have been open since Saturday, and I'm still kind of questionable if I want to go in there or not, but I don't know. Oh, and tomorrow I will be doing a ring review. I got a new wedding set for my anniversary, and I will be doing a review on it because, as you know, I lost a lot of weight with the diabetes, so my ring is really big. So I got a new one, and I figured if I swell up during my pregnancy, I can go back. Stop, mama. I can go back to this set if I'm swollen, but I got a new set, and it's literally a size and a half smaller than this. That's literally how small my fingers have gotten from this ring to the new set. So that's amazing. But I'll be doing a review on it, and I'll probably see, she's trying to take my braids, y'all. Because you know how babies pull your hair? And look, she's my baby. She is the youngest one of the two, too, so you know how that goes. But anyway, so I will be posting that review. I'll probably do it tomorrow or Thursday. Not quite sure yet, but we will be getting that review out there so you guys can see my ring is absolutely beautiful. So you've got to see that review. But anyway, thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video. If you're new, hi, like, subscribe. If you've been here, thanks for staying a while. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the family, because that's how I feel of you guys. Like, literally, I get to sit down and kind of woosah and talk about what's going on in my life. And so it's like having a best friend or, a family member. So that's how I think of you guys. I may not know you physically, personally, but, this is a good outlet, and it gives me other points of view. So I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. Me looking all rough, ready for bed, but this is what it is. And I would definitely love your feedback. I definitely want to know what your points of view are. Do you think I should just wait it out, see where it goes? Or do you think I should just move forward with what I have available for me right now, and let's just play it by ear and see how it is? Once again, that smoke detector is beeping. Remember, I was telling you about that. That's why I was recording at work, because the smoke detector is so high up. I have like 12-foot, 15-foot ceilings in this unit, so I can't get to it. But yes, I want to thank you guys, and I'm just looking forward to your feedback. You guys have a wonderful evening. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye.